Hey everybody, this is David Homestead Hacks. Today we're heading up into the mountains. We're going to look for some ramps. We're going to try to get up there. It may take about an hour or so to drive. Got the truck loaded up, ready to go. As you can see, it's still pretty dark out. Well, it's real dark out. But we're going to head up in the mountain and see if we can find some ramps. Okay, I'm part way up the mountain. Here's a sign, Lake Consaga. It goes up over the hill there, and we're headed up that direction. I'm going to stop and look at this view for a minute. I mean, you can see for miles and miles. It's beautiful. It's about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And so keep going up the mountain. There's another place I wanted to show you. It's Mill Creek Overlook. It's foggy, but looking that far away, it's understandable. That's a many miles away right there. As far as you can see, those mountains, no telling where that is. I want to show everybody this right here. Most of you probably know what this is. This is called mayapple. And this whole hillside for the past mile has been nothing but mayapple. It's the biggest patch I've ever seen in my life. We used to dig this when we was kids. And at the time, it only brought like 50 cents a pound, dried out. And that's a lot of work. We would have a burlap sack, if you know what a burlap sack is, full of this stuff. And wouldn't have $3 or $4 in it total. But kids, you know, that's big money back in the 70s. So I just wanted to show that. Maybe some of you know what it is. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. It's a medicinal root. The tops are supposed to be poisonous. I'm not really sure what they do with the root, but they make something with it. But just wanted to show that. This little spring right here, coming out of the side of the mountain. A lot of people drink out of that. I've drank out of it. It's very good tasty water. It runs like a little stream, but it is a spring, and a lot of people will fill their containers up. Well, I thought I'd show that. We'll always pass this on the way to the patch. Okay, I'm walking down the trail. Pretty cool out here. If you can see, and I hope it shows up, see right here, you can see the tracks, and right there on the ground, you know what these are. Horse tracks. This is a horse trail, and it goes down over the mountain here, and it's a little hike. You can see the hoof prints going down this little horse trail. Nice little trail. It just keeps on going. I got this mounted on my chest mount. Got my backpack on. I usually don't wear a fanny pack, but you can see I got one right there, and I carry my gun in there. I got a 9mm. It makes a good little get too quick type holster. There's some more of that mayapple I showed on the way up here. You see that patch right there. But we'll just keep going down the trail. Somebody had dug some lily of the valleys They must have realized what they're digging and dumped them out. Just laying here on the ground. You can tell they're not ramps. Okay, you can hear that little spring right there. There's a little spring coming out of the hillside. So I know I'm at the right place. You can see how big this area is right here. It's huge. And I'm gonna walk down over the hill here. Things are growing up more than what they was the last time I was here. There's a lot more vegetation now. Let's see if I can get down over here without falling. You'll catch it on film though. Right there's a little patch right there in front of that mayapple. Right there, you can see it. Right there. So it'll start being, you'll start seeing them more and more. And as you get down through here, earlier in April would have been better because a lot of this mayapple and this vegetation wouldn't be near growed up like it is now. So they're easier, they stick out more. You get later part of April, today's the April 19th, which is still fine. There's a lot of ramps here. You can see where people's dug right here. Look at the ground where people's dug. And right there's a ramp. But it gets, the patch will open up bigger. Right there's, they're kind of hard to say, Sam. They're mingled in right here. Now there's ones that was, somebody had laid up there, was a lily of the valley, and they somehow must have figured out that they was on the wrong plant. Thank goodness, because they're poisonous. So, but you can see where people has dug all the way down through here, so I'm going to work my way down a little bit further. Ramps like wet conditions. This soil is black, rich, and wet. And this stream absorbs into the hillside. Look at the soil right there. Look how dark that is. Extremely dark, rich. It's a lot richer than what's on my property. So I hope that works out okay. I mean, ramps will grow in different conditions, but not extreme heat or bad soil conditions. And they like, as you can see above us here, the canopy of trees, if I can flip it over far enough, it's got some openings a little bit, but there's a lot of hardwood trees. Okay, as we go down through here, the ramps are, a lot of these are small. A lot of people's dug these, you can tell. Yeah, somebody's been all through here. Right there's a, you see one right there. But I don't want to stop where there's just one or two. I want to keep going where there's several that you can pick up and dig. You see the ground's bare right here underneath. There's a starting to get thicker. Right here, some right here. Ramps, and they're spread out through there, up through here. They're kind of camouflaged. These things will start coming through the ground early March, but they're real hard to spot then because they're just barely through the ground, just coming through the ground. But in about the 1st of April is a real good time because, like I said, this other vegetation's not here, and all you can see is it's like one of the first things that sprout, the ramps. They're the first thing to come up. A lot of them right here. See right here, it's getting thicker, so it's almost getting to where I can stop and start digging some. And down there's a nice patch. This hillside, I wish you could see the magnitude of it. If you go back one of my previous videos, it's actually on Barnyard Bees videos, where I was digging ramps, me and Doug, my neighbor, and you could, the whole hillside, it just, you could see nothing every direction but solid ramps. But for some reason, it's maybe the warm weather, this vegetation has popped out a lot quicker this year. Look right here, I want to show you something. You all know what these are, or most of you do, I'm sure. Get down here where I can see them better. Right here. These are edible. These are called Fiddleheads. You can break these off and fry them. Some people see how soft and tender they are. Very soft. You can take them, deep fry them, roll them in flour, or wet them, roll them in flour, deep fry them. I've actually never ate these. I've just heard of people eating them, so I need to get some. If I can run across some more than just one little patch of them. Okay, down here, I think is where I'll start. They're starting to get more available, as you can see. I'm gonna flip my pack with my gun in it around backwards, and then I'm going to take off my backpack and get my grocery bags out where I can start digging. Okay, yeah, I'm a little mad. I found this at the Big D flea market in Dalton. I usually use like a hoe, not like a hoe, but like a little shovel. See that right there? And I'm going to try not to knock too much dirt off, because a lot of these are going to be transplanted over there on my property. So I'm going to try to, but I can tell already I like this tool. I'll get into some bigger patches down there in a little bit, where there's several of them that you can get in one punch. You can get a bunch of them. See also too the ramps. See how they have 2 leaves, and if you can see this purple, see this purple right here, that lily of the valley does not have that, doesn't have it. This does. These they always remind you of rabbit ears, what they look like. Now, one time I was up here, the black flies were horrible. They chewed us up, and they left a mark on me. Usually bug bites don't bother me, but these things here, they was horrible. I stayed marked up for 3 or 4 weeks. It was horrible. Usually a bee sting will be gone in a couple of days, but this, it just wouldn't leave. It was horrible. And so the next time when I come up, I brought my bee veil, which made a big difference, but for some reason they just wasn't around that much anymore that day. So some of this rocky. I'll just start piling them up like that and get into some bigger patches here, hopefully. I like when you get like this, right? Well, of course, there's a big rock right there. But when you can get 5 and 6 in one pull. I would bring you something to dig with, because look there, I lost the roots on those. Because they're about I mean, you can pull them out of the ground and dig them, but it's a lot of work. This is so much easier just to dig them out of the ground like this. Okay, I'm gonna stop for now and I'm just gonna continue digging, get some dug up. Okay, I've been digging for a while. I'm getting tired. There's this bag here, that's my third bag, and I'm filling them to the top as full as I can get them. The bag here is my duffel bag, my satchel, whatever you want to call it, it's really full. And I'm gonna dig probably another maybe a half hour, and then I'm gonna start hiking out here because it's probably take me at least an hour to get back to my vehicle, because I'm gonna walk it slow and, you know, make sure, you know, just taking it easy all the way to the top. But let's keep on digging. Okay, I got my last bag, so I'm gonna stop filming for now till I get to the top, and I'm gonna get this loaded up and start the slow ascent up the mountain. You can see at the Overlook a lot better now. A lot more daylight than there was this morning. Look at the colors out there, the light green, dark green, the pine trees and the hardwoods mixed. You can see some smoke in the distance. I don't know, that's a long ways away. It's pretty. Okay, I got some planted right here by this log. This is real soft soil. I think they'll do really good right here. There's an old rotten log, and the soil's real black, real rich. I got some planted right there, right behind an old log, and then another one right over there. You can see there's an old log that fell down, and that was rotting all the way through. And I planted them from one end of that log to the other. So I'm thinking those will do really good as well. So got one more little batch, and I'm gonna put them on the other side of the hill over here. Okay, I got some more ramps put out. I got them right here. I got about 40 of them. And then what I did over here, there's an old log, and it was rotted all the way out from one end to the other. And it even goes on a little bit further. I could have planted them, but I didn't want to put too many because I don't know how well they'll do. So I got them planted in the center of that log, and let's just see how they do. Maybe they'll do okay there.